Uh, okay, apparently I'm still live. Not sure how that happened. How did I get live again? Is it part of the same live stream, though, or is it now going to be a different VOD entirely? That would be obnoxious. Alright, well, I guess there's that. I mean, I guess I'll go back to playing then. Yeah, but I like the fact that they just auto upload and I don't have to do any editing. That's kind of what I like about doing lives, is that there's not really a whole lot of editing I need to do, because editing is terrible for me. I don't like editing. Let's get the game audio going. Highlight reels are Great. If I ever got around to actually editing them, I don't want to make them because I hate editing. Editing is the worst. I like learning how to edit. I don't like editing itself because it's long and tedious and I'm not very good at it. It's not the programs, it's just that it's long and tedious. Like there's like no program is ever going to make it easy. Except for maybe the one I've got where the newest version of it you can upload your video and then like have AI edit it for you and it gets it done in like seconds. But there's also I don't have a very good computer. And video editing is a drain on a graphics card. It does, like, you need really standout graphics cards and a lot of RAM to be able to do video editing well. Oh, hey, look, another treasure pod. It's like, that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't like video editing. Okay, I only have one more, and I haven't had to use the wiki yet. I don't want to have to use the wiki. One more treasure pot. That one I already have. Okay. That one I've got. What else? Waterfall. Oh, come on. I'm not going to be changing my editing software. I like my editing software. I don't like editing itself. It's just not something I enjoy doing. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. And you're dead. Okay. I don't have any graphics card. Like, at all. I've said this multiple times. I don't have a graphics card, and that's the big problem. I need a graphics card at all, which is why I can't even run my avatar with this game, because it drains my computer. But yeah, no, video editing, DaVinci can run, but you don't get a lot of the features that you would normally need for, like, I have DaVinci. I know it can run. I can edit videos. I just can't do it well. Because you can't actually get live playback in DaVinci without a decent graphics card. And the more things that you try to add on editing wise, and like the more ambitious you try to be with effects and like green screens and stuff like that, the harder, like the more and more it drains your graphics card. Which is why, like, anybody will tell you that if you're going to do video editing, you need a decent graphics card, at least a decent graphics card. But I don't have any graphics card, so everything's running off my CPU. I've used a few different editing softwares. I've used Vegas. I've used DaVinci. Um, I've used Windows Movie Maker back in the day. That was the old school one too. I used to make AMVs with Movie Maker. It was tight. It was dope. Oh god, I remember using Movie Maker. It was so much fun. Okay, I can't imagine there's anything here, right? Like that's okay. No, that's the Indigo Quarry thing. Okay, so it's not there. I like DaVinci because it's a software that's on par with literally every other um, like there are three major softwares that are used in like Hollywood, and DaVinci's one of them. The other two are uh, Adobe and Vegas, and I didn't like Vegas that much. I learned how to use it. It was fine. I think I used Adobe for a while, like for a short ass minute, a long, long time ago, back when it was like still like before it was a subscription based thing. But out of all the ones I've used, I like DaVinci the best with only one caveat, and that is I don't understand what like how you can do all your editing in one tab because I have not been able to figure that out yet. I know you're supposed to be able to, but I haven't figured it out. You're supposed to be able to do like all your editing in like I think it's the cut tab or something like that. And I can do most of it, but I still have to switch back to one of the other tabs in order to do certain things. But I mean, I like DaVinci. It is made my life easiest. It's just I'm also not very good at editing, so I don't really like doing it. I know how I want my videos to look, and I know I don't have the ability to make them look that way. And like, yeah, I look up tutorials and I try to teach myself how to do it, and then I don't do it very well, and it's very discouraging. And then on top of that, like my videos don't do very well anyway, which is probably like partially due to the editing, but also they're just not very good, which sucks. Like it does. Like I know they'd be better if I had like scripts and shit, and I did like a lot of like scripting and like and then stitch things together in a certain way, and I learned better like filmography techniques and videography and like scene composition and all that junk. Cause like I understand those things, but I'm not very good at them. And again, it's a skill you learn, but I don't have it, and I haven't learned it. So, fuck. Again, it's not really about just knowing how to edit. It's just I don't enjoy editing. Period. So even like learning how to isn't going to like it's going to be insanely difficult because I don't enjoy doing it. I already don't enjoy it. So any attempts, like no matter what, no matter who, anything, it's all going to be very, very difficult for me to learn. Because my brain is just going to check itself out. Because it doesn't want to learn. It doesn't want to do the thing. Why do I have a tabby plort in my inventory? I don't need that shit. Okay. I'm giving up. I'm using... Alright, I've got that one. I've got that one. Wait, where's that? Where is that? Okay, hold up, hold up. No, that's not it. No, there's a tree on a little, like... Kind of like that one, but... I don't think it is that one. Oh, yeah, okay, no, I do have that one. Alright, so this is the one I was looking for a minute there. Okay, so this one says it's here. Alright, so... Where? Okay, right here. And it's by a Q-berry tree. Oh. It's this one. Yeah, okay, so I already have that one. Okay. Where is that? Okay. Let's see. The map says it is up here. Right? And there's a lot of these fucking guys. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It is too early for you guys. Oh. Where is it again? Here. Okay, so... Yep, that's it. Okay. I've got it already. I'm pretty sure that's the one... Okay, the next one I'm pretty sure is... Right here. But I'm pretty sure it's just the... Wait, where am I? No. No. Where the fuck? Here, right? No. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, yeah. So I already have it. What? Where? Okay, that one's the one in the temple, and I know I already have that one. Where is this? Right here? Okay. Alright, let's see. It says it's Yeah, right around here, and it's a purple one in a little walled off area. Ah, yep, I already have it. Alright, so... Okay, I have that one. Where's this one? I think I have this one. Yeah, no, I have this one. I'm sorry, what? Oh, this one. This has got to be it. Where is it? Okay, so it says this one's here. Wherever that is. Okay. Oh man, this one's a fucked up one, ain't it? I think... Is it... It is. It's right here. Oh, fuck you! I would have never gotten that. And this is the last one. And it's in EchoNet. Install this strange device in the ancient ruins to capture wandering echoes over time. Cool, I guess. Alright. Last, but not least, we do the Glass Desert. And then it's just a few more achievements to go. No, actually, sorry. No, it's the Glass Desert. Then it's a couple of, like, the little one-offy areas. Alright, so here I have 14 out of 22. Because this is where I've done the most looking by far before I started actually hunting them. Alright. Just to be certain. I know I got one over here. Oh, I could have just gone straight up. Okay, well, whatever. Wait, what? Oh, that is so sneaky! Butterscotch slime lamp. I'm glad I looked up. I went to go look for this one. I know I have it. Yep. Okay. Maki, don't eat the paper plate. Okay. So I have, what, 15 out of 22 now. Which means I'm missing 7. Oh, is there one up there? Oh, there is. Let's go. Ah, crap. Oh, cool, it's just gold. Wait, did that count? Okay, no, it counted. Okay, cool. Good. Alright, well, I basically have that one. I mean, a great place to put one would be up here, but I don't think there's any way to get all the way up there without the infinite jetpack mod that I've got. Yeah. Hmm. Alright. There's no treasure pot in there, which is a shame because it's a great place for one. I don't think there's any more in this area. But man, do I hate this fucking desert. I've spent so much time in this desert trying to get gilded ginger root and all the other crap. I used to think this desert was cool, man. Not anymore. Fuck this desert, man. I believe, yeah, there's 2 out here, but I've already got them. Or I haven't. Okay, then I guess maybe I will check for the one over here. Alright, I guess maybe I was in the wrong place. Alright, so that means I've got, what, 17 out of 22 now? Which means I've only got 5 left, right? Yep. Okay, this is where all the excavators and shit are. I don't think there's a... Yeah. Okay. And I have this one. And this is the you know, the original area, the little central area. And there was one there, but I got it. Yeah, there's one under here, but I got it, right? Yeah, okay, I got it. After Slime Rancher, I haven't really decided. I'm thinking I might do either To the Moon, because it's a very low intensity game with very little to do with you know, a graphics card, and it's a game series I really, really wanted to play. Although I know the plot of To the Moon, which it's a very story-driven game. So like I haven't really wanted to play it just on my own, but like for a video, I might be more willing. I am checking on my dog. Other than that, I might do Minecraft just for the fun of it, because I haven't played Minecraft in a hot minute. And there's been a new update since I've last played, and I know nothing about this new update. 1.20 is now out. I think the last version I played was 1.19. But they've added like cherry wood and bamboo boats and sniffers and like all kinds of crazy shit. So I'm interested to find out what like all the new shit is. Okay, this is a... Why, though? Hold on. Need to check on the dog. Alright, she's got her bone. We're good. Alright, but, yeah, so, like, slime... So, I'm interested in doing, Minecraft. That's if I decide to do a game. Like, this isn't really meant to be just a gaming channel. I do want to do scripted videos, or at least, like, rehearsed videos. And, like, educational stuff and things like that. Things like, you know, breaking down storytelling tips and all that stuff. My name is Professor Eli. I should be teaching something. Or at least that would be really nice. I've always wanted to make more educational content, but, like, I'm just not very good at it. As, like my content is not very engaging. And the longer, I go, the better I get. The more I try, the better I get, obviously. But, like, it's the trying that's the hard part. Because you always... Like, that's the huge downfall to ADHD is, like... Once something stops becoming fun, it becomes a slog. And if you start to, like... You're not seeing any real success, and you're not seeing any, like... any real engagement with your videos, and things start to get, like, bad, or not bad, like, you're just, you're not really able to learn new things quickly, and you're not getting excited about learning new things quickly, it becomes harder and harder to do literally anything. No matter how much you, like, want to do it. You just can't. And, like, it's even harder when you have, like, other things going on in life. Like, you know, looking for a new job, getting a job, working at that new job, and you just have no energy by the time you get home. And so you don't want to make a new video, you don't want to work on anything, you just kind of want to, like, grab some food that you're too tired to make, and then just lay in bed for the rest of the night until you have to get up and do it all again tomorrow. But for other future live streams, I might do either To the Moon, I might do Minecraft, or I might do more Reddit stuff. I might do, like, r/accidental ally. I might do, oh man, I already have it. I thought that was a new one. I was excited there for a second. I might do, like, just Reddit stories. One of the things I might do, I'm just thinking about this now, is I might do, like, r/writing prompts. and then I might like read out the stories that people post on there. Which, God, I don't want to do that because my reading comprehension is shit, and I don't really feel like embarrassing myself on the internet. But I might do it. And then, like, with those, I might give out, like, writing advice. Like, I might, you know, just do videos where I read these things, or I read fan fiction or something, and then I just go over, like, okay, so here's what your basic story is, what you're trying to do with your basic story. This scene might work better if character A said X instead of B, and so on and so forth, things like that. Or, like, this scene doesn't really work because you didn't set up the emotional payoff, or, like, if you want this scene to work, what you could do is add a scene earlier on that sets up, you know, XYZ. Oh, hey, look! What does that put me at? 18 out of 22. That means I'm only missing 3. Huh. So, like, yeah, like, I want to do a lot of different things with this channel, but I think it's mainly going to be either live streaming with, like, Professor Eli, and it's, like, just normal VTuber live stream stuff, when I'm doing lives. That way, I have opportunities to, like, engage with my audience, do all that fun stuff. But then, like, my main content can be, like, my main, like, scripted, edited content would be, like, the educational content, where I go over certain concepts, either about, like, life, or about writing advice, or about, like, maybe YouTube advice. Those are 3 extremely different topics. And if I do all 3 on one channel, it's going to be very, very bad. Because it's gonna, like, it's not going to hit any, like, one niche in particular. It's like 3 different niches, essentially. And you don't want to do that with a YouTube channel. You want to, like, make sure you're hitting one niche over and over again, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. Because as you upload, you like, have to, you know, find what you think your niche is, then you upload, and YouTube starts, you know, throwing those videos out to all kinds of different people. And then as more people engage with that video, either they like it or they dislike it, they watch all the way through it, they, you know, all these different things. They start, like, the algorithm starts to identify what it is that, you know, what kind of audience your content is going to go for. So, like, if you're doing a bunch of different content with a bunch of different, you know, niches, the YouTube algorithm is going to get really confused, and it's going to, you know, post your content to a niche group that wants something else, right? So, like, if I do a bunch of videos on writing advice, and then suddenly I do a video on, you know, YouTube analytics, and like, you know, what's the best way to do, like, a call to response, and it's not going to do as well, because the audience that YouTube is used to sending my videos to is there for writing prompts, writing advice, writing stuff, and so like, the people who are getting it, they don't really want that from me. What they want is, you know, writing advice. So if I'm making YouTube advice, then it's not really gonna be great. Oh, I thought there'd be something else I could do here. I guess not. So, like, if I'm doing all 3 of those different things, if I'm doing life advice and writing advice and all that sort of stuff, then then the algorithm's going to kick me to 3 different types of groups, or it's going to keep trying to kick me to 3 different types of groups all the time. Now, a good way to mitigate this on YouTube's end would be introducing something like hashtags, or not specifically hashtags. I don't think that would be a great idea, but having you be able to tag individual videos with certain like niche groups, and if you do that, then it knows, okay, this video is not for his usual audience, it's for, this type of audience, so I'm going to shove this video over there. That said, it's still not going to do very well, because then you're not posting to, because then it's on the audience side of things. Yeah, which isn't to say, you're not going to ever have audience overlap, right? There's definitely such a thing as, people who want writing advice might also want YouTuber advice. But they might not want it from me on both ends, right? Or they might, whatever. But, they're not necessarily going to want that. And that's why, when you do 7 different types of videos all on the same channel, when you do a gaming video, when you do a, Actually, I do know, because there's been a lot of research done on this. I'm not the first person to try and do, 8 different things on one channel. It's not just about, you put it out there and you never know. No, you kind of do. There's science and research and tests, and people have put a lot of time and work into figuring these things out. There's 3 people I would consider professional YouTubers. Oh no. Oh god. Hear you out with what? Well, yeah, sure, I enjoy doing it, but I also want it to succeed. That's not the only metric here. I want it to succeed, and I want it to do well. And if I want it to do well, I have to keep in mind what's going to do well. Because I don't want to, I want to be able to do this for a living. I don't want to just, it's fun to do it, but it'll be a lot less fun if I'm not, getting actively rewarded for doing it. And then it'll just feel like I'm wasting my time, and I could be doing something more important, so on and so forth. But, I do enjoy doing it, and I do what I enjoy doing, but I also enjoy trying to make it succeed. That's the thing. Like I was saying before, there's only 3 people I would consider professional YouTubers. Or professional, content creators. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people who are very successful at it who aren't in this group of 3. But there's only 3 people I would consider professionals. And those people would be Hank Green, Matthew Patrick from Game Theory, and the Spiffing Brett, whose name I don't know. But those 3 people would be the only people I would consider professionals. The reason being is because they aren't just there to make good content. They make good content, but they also are just nerds for how the algorithm itself works. They want to learn more about the system that makes everything work, and that is just as interesting and just as engaging to them as making the videos. And like, it's the same for me. Although I don't have the access to information the way they do, which is why I wouldn't consider myself a professional. I want to be a professional. I'm working towards that goal, but I haven't found it yet. In order for things like to do well, you have to accept that it will take time to get... Yeah, no, I know it'll take time. Yeah, I get that. I'm not dumb. I know that. Yeah, I'm aware. Reach out to Hank Green, Matt Pat, and the Spiffing Brit for advice? I mean, sure, like, they don't get a million of those messages a day. Like, they can't answer them, and it's actually kind of rude to just call them up out of nowhere. Instead, I learn from the videos that they put out because they make content on these things. Now, the reason those are the only three I consider professionals is because those are the only three that are openly making content about how much they nerd out on this stuff. I'm sure there are plenty of other very successful YouTubers who just are total nerds for this shit. I just don't know who they are because they don't talk about it as much. You know, Markiplier might be really into this, or, you know, Jacksepticeye. I don't know. They don't really talk about that sort of thing very much. Or at least they don't talk about it in ways that makes me think that they're super into this sort of analytics stuff. But, like, those are the people I learned from because those are the people with the most success. Those are the people with the most access to reliable quality information, and they're the ones with the most experience. At least in this case of Hank Green and Matt Pat, they have the most experience. In case of the Spiffing Brit, he's like actively somebody who games the system, and like he's looking for the chinks in the armor. He looks for the way things break down and the way things he looks for ways to exploit the system so that he knows how the system works in its most basic forms. Yeah, okay, sure, they did start out where I'm at, but the landscape of YouTube has fundamentally changed like 5 times over since they started. Like, Hank Green was one of the original, like, main content creators. He's up there with, like, Smosh and, you know, Good Mythical Morning, Rhett and Link. And, like, there have been several generations of YouTube since then, and each one brings it with it a completely new landscape and new rules for how the platform functions. So, like, the last big one was, we're currently in the modern age, and like in the modern generation for YouTube, and Matt Pat talks about how this is the age where YouTube is the adult in the room. I actually disagree with him on that one. I don't think YouTube is the adult in the room. I think YouTube is the older teenager in the room. Where YouTube thinks it's the adult, and all the other kids look at him like he's the adult. But he's not quite there yet. Because, like, I think there's still one more step that YouTube needs to take to really fully be the adult in the room. when it comes to online social media, because the kids in the room are people like TikTok, Instagram, those sorts of things. They're still the kids in the room where like it's still difficult to like make a living on those apps, on solely those apps, where on YouTube you can make a living. And that's why, that's the main reason why MatPat calls YouTube the adult in the room for the first time ever. We're the ones that all the other younger kids look up to. But I think it's close, but it's not quite right. So like that's why I say we're the elder teenager in the room. We're the 18, 19-year-old in the room. Technically adults, yes, but still don't have any idea what we're actually doing, and we're still trying to figure our own shit out. We're still in our awkward years. We just pretend like we're not, right? How many of these am I missing? Still 4. I'm still missing 4 of them. All right. So like, but I don't think YouTube will really be the adult in the room until we have systems set up like the ones that exist in Hollywood. As much as like they're obviously not very well thought out in Hollywood right now. Like not well thought out, but they're like, things are falling apart because certain technologies weren't foreseen and they weren't accommodated for when they should have been. Things like AI, and that's why we're getting like the writer's strikes in Hollywood. But Hollywood, importantly, can go on strike. The actors can go on strike. The writers can go on strike because they have unions to support them, and they have major production companies that can support them. And like we're starting to get there, right? Like there are major YouTubing production companies, and we've got like kind of scummy ones right now. Yeah, Hollywood is the boomer gen in the entertainment industry. It kind of is. Hollywood is kind of the boomers, or at the very least they're Gen X, right? But YouTube is the younger millennial. We're like, YouTube is the one where, okay, we're not quite the adults in the room. We're at the stage of adulthood, but we're not quite there yet. We're still getting our feet out for underneath us. We're still trying to get our footing straight. And once we have YouTubing companies that employ unionized writers, when YouTubing studios like Good Mythical Morning and Smosh and all that, they start employing SAG-AFTRA employees, they start employing WGA employees, that's when we're gonna really start. And when that stuff becomes not just the exception, but it becomes the rule, that's when we're going to start to see like YouTube really be the adult in the room. And it is going to be a big change though, because it's going to be one of those things like, how do you accommodate for the independent creator then? How do you accommodate for the small-time YouTuber, the person just starting out, who doesn't necessarily need to be a SAG-AFTRA member or a WGA member in order to make the content they want to make? And we don't want to require that anybody who wants to post a video on YouTube does those things. Obviously not. Even SAG-AFTRA is like, no, if you want to do something for an independent studio, you can, as long as it's not part of the AMPTP. And that's part of that's part of their strike conditions. But, there's going to need to be something that protects YouTubers at some point in the future. And until YouTubers have the ability to protect themselves and advocate for themselves in the industry, I don't know if we'll ever really be truly considered the adult in the room. Yeah, we can make a living, but that living can be taken away from us at any given time, outside of our control for nothing we've done wrong, right? If YouTube just decides to go bankrupt tomorrow, every YouTuber is now unemployed. Yeah, and a lot of them can go and do other things, like Markiplier is making a movie right now, and, there's all that stuff. and like they all have like most of the big ones, they have skills that can translate to other jobs now, and like they have recognition, and a lot of the big and like the super big ones could just retire. Like a lot of them have the money to just retire outright, and they would never have to work another day in their lives. But most YouTubers, they don't have that. Most YouTubers are, you know, under 1 million, or they're only like a couple of million, if that, if they're like doing pretty well for themselves, and that is really not enough to retire on usually. So, you know, how do we protect YouTubers? How do we protect this industry? Because it's a new industry. Da, 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 da. Yeah. But yeah, so like, how do we protect the workers in the new industry of online social media content creation? And it's the answer, if you ask me at least, isn't unionizing YouTube. It's not making everybody who uploads videos and makes money from them part of a union or anything. It's unionizing content creators, right? So there was an original attempt at this, and unfortunately they took advantage and they gave it a really bad name, and that original attempt was MLMs. Or not MLMs, MCN. And these were multi-channel networks, where multiple channels would get together and they would put money together, and the network would get a percentage of that channel's ad revenue, and in addition they were supposed to provide things like verified sponsorship deals and collaboration meetups, and they were supposed to like introduce you to bigger content creators and get you collaborations with those content creators. And like in the early days, that's exactly what they did. But they didn't update their business models to accommodate, and now we don't have anything in that vein, because what they were originally supposed to do is they were supposed to protect their content creators when YouTube made massive changes. They were supposed to be like, okay, well, if YouTube's going to make this change, then we need to do X, Y, and Z, and we're petitioning YouTube to not roll out, update A until, X, Y, and Z is set up. But a lot of them didn't do that. They said they would, and then they didn't. And like a lot of the things that they promised ended up becoming obsolete. A lot of the things that, like, even the good ones, what they did do, because it used to be imperative that you had to be with an MCN back in the day, because they would help protect you from things like copyright claims. But that's no longer a thing, because YouTube has set up their own system for that sort of stuff now, and it's not as good, but it's also better, and it makes it easier for the content creator themselves technically, but it also sets them up to be individualized instead of being part of an organized group. So once YouTubers start making organized groups, and they make something that's like an MCN but more akin to but more dedicated to like protecting YouTubers, because what they need is like YouTubers and content creators in general, they need massive organizations with a lot of money that can pay very expensive lawyer fees for them, because a lot of YouTubers, one, like, a good example is oh man, I can't remember what his name is, but he was on like that Mythbusters reality show for a while, where they were like trying to find the new Mythbusters or something like that. But he does like engineering stuff, and like he legally bought the rights to Mythbusters recently. And like he made content with it, and he did all that. He did a bunch of stuff. And legally speaking, he was absolutely in the right. He was well within his rights to do so. But Warner Discovery sent him a cease and desist anyway, and they basically said, hey, our lawyers are more expensive than anything you can afford, and if you lose, you'll have to pay our lawyer fees. So is it really worth it going to court over this? Even though he absolutely probably would have, like even though he was absolutely in the right, whether, like, if he had lost, if their lawyers did a better job arguing than his lawyers, that's all it takes, right? Like, it's not about who's right, it's about who can win the court case. And so he had to give it up. He gave up the rights to the Mythbusters name. He gave up, he had to eat a huge loss, because he made, like, merch with the logos, and he made a bunch of different things. So Warner Discovery won, but because he just couldn't afford to fight that legal battle. But if there were organizations of YouTubers whose job it was to go to bat for things like this, he wouldn't have had to do that, right? Like, he could have called on his, creators union, or, whatever you would call, and say, hey, these people are coming after me for X, Y, Z. I have these papers. I did everything by the book. I've crossed my T's and dotted my I's here. Are you guys going to help me, settle this or not? And, like, that would be their whole job, is to, settle that. How did I miss this? I must have passed this thing, like, 9 times thinking I already had it. So, like, that's what the content creator sphere needs. And until we have systems like that in place that protect content creators from greedy companies who know that they can bully us into submission because their wallets are deeper than ours, until we have that, I don't think we can really consider ourselves to be the adults in the room. Because we're not going to be treated like the adults in the room. We're going to act like we are, we're going to pretend like we are, but we're not yet. Nobody's going to see us that way until we can absolutely, like, stand toe-to-toe with these companies and say we're not backing down anymore. This is probably the most I've talked on my live stream ever. So if you can't tell, I really do nerd out about this sort of shit. Oh, God. But yeah, no, this is one of the things, like, I really nerd out about this kind of shit. I love talking about, like, what the future of YouTube is going to look like, what the, current state of YouTube looks like. Info dump Maxima. Yeah, kinda. Alright, so where is this? Alright, we have 3 left. Okay. I think it's time to use the wiki. Power word blah. Yeah, kinda. Ancient ruins, glass desert, and then slime sea. Alright, let's do the slime sea. How many are in the slime sea? It says 2 total. And I'm pretty sure I've got both of them. Yeah, one of them is the handlebar mustache, and the other one is the red slime lamp. So I'm certain I have both of those. But let's just double check, because that's easy enough to confirm. without having to go all the way out to the remote islands to check if I open those pods or not. Because they're decoration items, and that means I will have them in my fabricator as blueprints. Oh, that's the wrong way. But before I do, demolish pond. Oh, there's no upgrades for this. Well, that's rude. We'll let you stay in there. Oh, you know what? Because I want to flex. We'll let you stay in there. Ba-da-da-da-da. Put the elder ornament in here. We'll put the 6 gold plorts in there because I don't really need them anymore. I've got all the money I could ever possibly want. Oh, nope, that's... You're not an ingredient. Alright, fabricator. We're looking for red slime lamp and handlebar mustache. Alright. So decorations. Red slime lamp. Yep, we got it. Jesus Christ. And then... Curios? Handlebar mustache. And that's all of them. Alright, so next is this. Yep. I have all of that. Alright. Now I just need 3 more different types of slimes to put in the pond. All of my slimes are Largos, though. So I think what I'm going to do, I think there's both Rock and Tabby out here. Yeah, there's Rock, and I'm pretty sure there's Tabby out here, too. Well, there better be, because there's a Tabby Gordo. Oh. Okay, don't care. Alright, Rock, Tabby, and Pinks, and I think that's it for over here. Right? Yep, Rock, Tabby, and Pink. Okay. Buddy. Alright, so next... Okay. I hate that every time I step off of a small ledge, I stop sprinting. It's really annoying. Alright, so... Alright. Cool. Fire and puddle plorts are basically useless. Let's see how much I get for this. $3,000! Oh my god. And pool party. That's it. That is all of the achievements that I can get in this game mode. Oh my god, that is all the treasure pods, all the achievements. I only have 3 achievements left to go. And those are for rush mode. I have been streaming for an hour and 16 minutes, and I think that was just this time around. Yeah, the whole full live stream has been 2.5 hours. Unfortunately, my internet skipped out in the middle there. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened, but I guess we'll do... I'll probably edit the titles for this. Like, actually, you know what? Let me just do it now. This is going to be episode 13, part 2. Part 2. And let's select a playlist to put it in, and Slime Rancher, yep. There we go. So episode 13, part 2. And the next episode will be the finale, because I'm just going to do rush mode. And it's probably going to be a short one. But yeah, this is basically the real finale. If I'm being honest, this is the real finale of Slime Rancher, and then like we're gonna do and the rush mode is basically going to be a bonus mode thing, because what else is it going to be? But yeah, like that's it. That's what I do. It's what I don't know. Maybe my live streams will be me gaming while talking about shit. Oh shit. I didn't see Blistar come in. I wasn't looking at the icons when you were talking. So I thought all of this was Dragon, because I'm only used to having one person in my live at a time. Yeah, I saw you. I see that now, looking back in the chat. I'm not used to having people here. Hell, a good 30% of the time, I'm live streaming to literally no one. But yeah, no, I think what I might do is I might have more games like this where I'm not really doing anything. So I think maybe I won't do To the Moon next, at least not here on as Professor Eli. Because that would take a lot of my mental focus, and I'd have to be focusing on the game. And if my content ends up being more along the lines of like just talking about shit that interests me while I happen to be playing a game, I think that actually might be a good way to take like the direction of my live streams in, at least, because that's basically those videos you see all over TikTok, right? It's basically, you know, what happens when somebody gets one of those Reddit stories and they have like the AI text to talk, and then like underneath that there's a stitch of somebody like cutting soap. And like, so I could do that as part of my content, and like, so the draw would be like listening to me info dump on like YouTube and stuff like that. And then, so like the niche isn't somebody talking about anything in particular, it would be somebody just kind of talking. At which point, it'd still be harder for me to grow, at least on YouTube. It'd probably be easier if I was on Twitch, but I fucking hate Twitch. Save and quit. But yeah, like, it'd probably be easier if I was on Twitch. I don't like Twitch, though, so I'm trying to avoid using it as much as possible. But now that Slime Rancher is basically over, hopefully, like, because, yeah, I hate not having my model up, especially for, like, what is essentially my, you know, debut series. I only had my model up for, like, half the time. It's really annoying. I couldn't get it to work. But yeah, no, like, that might be a good way to take... that might be a good direction to take my content into, is... Because, like, you know, you have all of those, like, you know, infinite runner games where somebody talks over it, or somebody reads a Reddit story, or, you know, or whatever, and that content seems to do pretty well. Otherwise, you know, you wouldn't see it as much. So, like, I guess there is a... Oh, like, I guess this would be the closest way you could accomplish a similar thing while on YouTube. But I think also part of what makes that work is that it's short-form content. I'm trying to load things on my computer, but they're not working. I mean, it'd have to be better than what I'm currently doing, where I end up, like, forgetting to talk for, like, 20 minutes at a time. Okay, well, it's not gonna work, unfortunately. I was trying to get my model up, but it's taking forever to load. Yeah, I mean, I know, but this is also not my first run, really. It's just my first run on this channel. Yeah, technically you're right. Uh, the problem is, if you're starting out as a streamer, the best practice is to stream like you're streaming to an audience of 50. Don't act like there's nobody in your chat. Act like there's somebody there to talk to at all times. Because if somebody chimes into your chat and they see you just doing nothing and it's boring, they're not going to stay, right? And they're not going to engage with a conversation. Like, most people aren't going to try to start a conversation with somebody who's supposed to be engaging them. And, like, that's just how it goes. Okay, come on. It's almost working. Is it gonna work now? Yeah, it's just I don't want to be in the mindset of thinking like, oh, nobody's watching this anyway, so I could just do whatever. Because that like you get comfortable in that mindset, uh, and you don't like there still needs to be stakes. What do you mean unable? There we go. All right, calibrate. All right, cool, cool, cool. And boop! I'm here. I'm back. This is my model. It's back. The model is back. Hold on, let me get my my screen in front of me. Yeah, this is what I'm supposed to look like. This is what it's all supposed to be and supposed to do. It doesn't. I have to refresh it every once in a while because like he leans sideways for some reason. But yeah, this is I had to make this model myself. I made it in yeah, VTube stuff. This is my model. I had to make it. I wanted to try VTubing. I just thought it'd be fun. But yeah, like this is usually the point where I just like sit and chat, or I just talk about shit. And if chat wants to chime in, that's when they do, because this is when they'd have the ability to do so. Maki, what are you doing? Why are you trying to get underneath my desk? Huh? You want up? No, you just want to sit next to me? Okay. My dog's here. Nice man bun. You know what? It's not the haircut I would have chosen, but it was the best that they had, okay? There's not a whole lot of great options that come default in VTube Studio. I had to, like, custom make the entire outfit, and that was hard enough as is. Technically, I'm not an elf. Technically, I'm like a dark fae type thing. This is actually a recycled character from my TikTok days. The character was named Professor Eli. He was part of the Hogwarts Professors tag for a while. Oh yeah, I actually made the eyes myself. Like I had to like the scaleras I can make black in VTube Studio. But the eyes, I had to like export the file into like paint.net and then re-upload it as, upload it to VTube Studio after I edit it in the image manipulator. I did the same thing with the clothes. But yeah, no, like, Professor Eli used to be my Hogwarts Professor's character. So like he's Aoshi, which is technically what he really is. He just looks like a little elfy boy. I keep leaning to the side. Says in my fanfic the half elf whatever Eli is. Yep. Whispers like Buddy did in the elf movie. He's a gothic little elf. I mean, kinda. He's technically fae, which I guess elves kind of fall under. So sit. My dog is growling at me for attention. Let's give you guys some music, because you guys don't have crap to listen to, do you? I don't get to listen to the music, unfortunately. But you guys can listen to it. We'll put it down a little bit. Yeah, if we're gonna sit here and talk for a minute. But yeah, no, like, I wanted to retool this character. I'm gonna have to, like, do an entire new lore. I want to do a lore video at some point, but, like, that's a lot of work. And I think I'm gonna wait until I have, like, a custom avatar for that. When I have, like, a better avatar, like, one that I've, like, paid somebody to make. I'll probably do, like, a full lore video, because then I'll have the ability to pay somebody to make the lore video. And I won't have to do that shit myself. Because, as it stands, I would have to, I would have to learn how to animate in Blender. And I don't want to do that. But yeah, no, it's fun live streaming as Eli. I've enjoyed doing it so far. I am a little worried about where my content's going to go and whether or not I'll be able to continue doing the content in the future. So OC-wise is the current company we have here. We have the Half Aoshi, the Dragonkin, and the Werewolf, who also plays the yet-to-be-introduced Half Harpy. Yeah, everybody wants to be a half something. It's very Tumblr fanfic-y type shit. We're very Tumblr coded right now. Like fanfic.net shit. Speaking of, I haven't been on fanfic.net in a hot minute. I only ever read one fanfic there. Yeah, but a full werewolf is still just a person who is half wolf, if you really think about it. So everybody's half something. Yeah, I want to get, like, a better software or something, because the eyes are a little glitchy. Touché. And Moonchild will eventually be a full dragon. Yeah, that's part of her backstory. Anybody watching this in the future is going to be very, very confused, because there is nothing on this channel that talks anything about any of those characters. Gonna have to go to their social medias to figure out what their stories are. Look them up on TikTok. But yeah, like there are three things I've been passionate about pretty much my entire life, and that is martial arts, psychology, and social media content. Those are the three times where a special interest has made the evolution into other way around, where a hyperfixation has made its way into a full-blown special interest. That's what I was trying to say. I wish I could get the arms animated, but I have no idea how to do that. I'm sure there's probably settings for that sort of thing. I don't know how they work. Because, like, I have a full-body rig. Like, this is a full-body model. It's just you're only ever going to see that upper half, because why would there be anything else? And I'm new to the whole VTubing setup, so I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. But it does help that I don't, like, have to, like, set up a full like production setup every time I want to record now. I still don't know what I'm going to do with my main Rat Pack 3-piece channel, though. I don't know if I want to bring it back Binge Watch over there, and then that can be where I do, like, writing advice type stuff. Or if I want to do... or if I just want to give up on the Rat Pack 3-piece thing and just put everything into Professor Eli and start building that brand. Sit. Good girl. My dog is here now. Well, my dog's been here. She keeps moving, and if I stop petting her for even a second, she backs away and then growls at me to start petting her again. But she's a good little girl. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. But yeah, no, like, I want to do a lore video, because, like, every YouTuber I've ever seen, or VTuber I've ever seen, has a lore video for their character. Like, I've seen the Monarch one, I've seen the Sayu one. You moved. Okay, you have your bone now. Okay, you gonna chew on your bone? Okay, that's good. That's gonna be loud and annoying. Could use the Rat Pack 3-piece for experimental / fluff content, and keep Professor Eli as the more polished brand. I could, although Rat Pack 3-piece was meant to be the more polished brand. Like, that was meant to be my main channel. It still kind of is. Like, Professor Eli is the experiment right now. And in all honesty, it's kind of a failing one. Flip what I just said. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I haven't made content for Rat Pack 3-piece in like 4 years. I'm pretty sure the last video I uploaded there was a binge watch episode, and I haven't done that in a while, in a hot minute. And I liked doing binge watch. It's just the format wasn't great, and so I'm like, okay, I'll take a break from this until I figure out a better format, and then I never did. So that happened. I think I'd like to translate this into a 2D model, to like a live 2D model. I don't think the 3D is working for me because the eyes glitch way too much, and the mouth is always in a weird position. And it looks weird when I laugh.